The Filipino American Cancer Care now brings you On the Air with FACC, tributes and support to those impacted by cancer. On the Air with FACC, the Filipino American Cancer Care on PHLV Radio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat dito sa Amerika. Good morning, Philippines. Magandang umaga, Pilipinas. Happy birthday, America. It's Friday. Yan, ha? We are celebrating the birthday of America, United States of America. Kung wala yung freedom, yung ano po natin, yung freedom of speech, wala kami dito sa Amerika. And of course, thank you so much, no? Kasi this is the greatest nation on earth. And after nito, manunood kami ng mga fireworks. And we are going to celebrate. Diba? It's very meaningful for us na mga Filipino-Americans ang pag-celebrate ng 4th of July. My name is Josie Moralidad Zayman from the Filipino-American Cancer Care. Naku, kompleto kaming lahat ngayong gabi. And first and foremost, we would like to welcome. Okay, ayan na ha. He is going to be, ayan na, siya yung isa sa mga important natin sa production ng fashion show of the Filipino-American Cancer Care on October 12. He is going to be, in charge sa mga models. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Board of Advisor, Emerich Richie Machete Vicente.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, my hair right now is out, but
welcome back.
Good afternoon. Good morning sa mga kababayan natin sa Pilipinas, and good evening for everybody here in the US. Yeah, happy 4th of July. So really excited to celebrate US birthday. And
Pang-ilan mo na to, Emerich, sa Amerika?
29.
Ha? 29 years ka na dito sa Amerika?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Ang galing, ha? Ang galing. How are you? How are you doing? Ang tagal natin hindi nagkita.
Busy week. But great to see you, Ate Josie.
Yes, thank you so much, Emerich. Okay, next. Siya yung respetadong, kagalang-galang na community leader. Ayan ha, kung hindi ako makapunta sa mga events, nandyan yan siya. Siya yung nagre-represent ng FACC, ng Filipino-American Cancer Care. Teka muna, pwede ba kuya, ayusin mo yung yung camera mo para makita natin yung buong mo, mukha. Ayan. Layo-layo mo ng konti para makita, para hindi hati yung yung ulo.
Yeah.
Ayan, ang galing. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Board of Director, Kuya Carl Abela. Hi, Kuya Carl.
Hello there, Josie. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Happy birthday, America. Emerich. My pleasure to be with you one more time. So I'm very honored tonight. Because we are going to be talking to somebody that is very close to me, actually, as a friend, as a good supporter of our cause, and not only our cause, but she is certainly a big support to the community. So thank you and welcome.
Okay. Kuya Carl, mga ilang taon ka na dito sa Amerika?
Older than any of you. I've been here almost 60 years.
Yes. And
Yes.
what was it like for you nang una kang mag-celebrate ng 4th of July?
Well, I tell you, the thing then was, of course, going to the mall and watching the big fireworks, and also an opportunity to see a lot of other Filipinos other than me, of course. So it was fun, and I've been doing that for several or many years.
Okay.
Very
So, bago
nice.
natin pag-usapan yung cancer ha, and of course, after nating introduce yung ating special guest, we're gonna talk a little bit, a little bit about 4th of July celebration in America. Just to give an idea sa mga followers natin and, viewers sa
Viewers.
Pilipinas, why is
Yeah.
it that the uh, Independence Day is very important in America? It's like a feast, di ba?
Yeah.
Malaking fiesta. Okay, so Emmerich, I'm giving you the floor right now to introduce our special guest tonight.
Yeah, really excited. Um, our guest tonight, Renee Camaya McCullough, a Filipino immigrant, is sharing her inspiring story of survival and success in America tonight. Born and raised in Pampanga, Philippines, Renee moved to the US after graduating from University of the Philippines. And as a mother, Renee has always been devoted to her only son who has autism. She describes himself as a very loving person and has been a hands on mother throughout his life. Her son's conditions led Renee to become an advocate for children with with special needs. She now works to support families and raise awareness for autism. Wow, that's amazing. Renee's strengths grew even more when her husband was diagnosed with cancer. She stood by his side during his fight, and his survival inspired her to keep going. Today, Renee uses her experience to help others facing similar struggles, sharing a message of hope, love, and perseverance. Renee's stories shows the power of family and determination, and she continues to inspire others with her courage and commitment to advocacy. Please welcome again Mrs. Renee Camaya McCullough. Welcome po.
Hi,
Thank
Renee.
you.
Welcome.
Hi. Thank you. Hi. Hi, Carl, Richie, and of course, Josie. I'm so humbled with that very profound introduction.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I love talking to her.
Yeah.
Best friend niya ni Kuya Carl.
Yeah, we're dancing partners, so to speak.
Uh-huh. How did you get to know each other? Paano
Yeah.
kayo nagkakilala ni Kuya Carl?
She's
Um,
one of my angels, actually. No, no, I met
yeah,
her several times, many times, right, Renee?
yeah, uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, usually on gatherings, and there was one time I think we co-emceed a very special event for our 65th birthday, Remy Paredes. So that was quite exciting.
Mm,
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Standing next to him and
Mm-mm.
rubbing elbows.
That's
yeah.
right. And then,
And by
classmates
the
kayo sa
way,
modeling and fashion show?
Uh-huh,
yeah.
yes.
Classmate din kayo sa party?
Yeah.
Of
Love
course.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
Ano, Kuya
know.
Carl? Ito yung mga angels mo?
Mhm.
Yes, so she's one of them.
Oh,
Yep.
she's one of them.
The
Guardian
littlest one, the
angels.
littlest one.
Mm. Okay. My question first, no, para sa inyong lahat. Since we have this radio show on PHLV Radio, by the way, I'd like to acknowledge our station manager, Mr. Johan. Happy 4th of July. Ito yung tanong ko ngayon sa inyong tatlo. Okay.
Mm.
What's your favorite part of celebrating the 4th of July in America? We don't have it in the Philippines, but I remember growing up, we have like Filipino-American Friendship Day in the Philippines.
Yes.
But
Uh-huh.
what's your favorite part of celebrating 4th of July in the United States? Ikaw muna, Renee.
4th of July. Actually, I kind of taught U.S. history with the deaf, hard of hearing, and it was with great pride that I was able to stretch out the idea of 4th of July. 4th of July really means freedom.
That's right.
Freedom in its very essence. It's not so much about the glory or the achievements, but in fact, freedom itself is an achievement. It paved way for everything that is right. and it paved way for every humanity in the United States of America. And for those who even choose to live outside of America but are still Americans, they continue to enjoy the freedom, the unbended constitution that we all rightfully deserve to have.
Mm-hmm. Emerich, in what ways do you feel proud to be able to express your Filipino culture and identity in a country that celebrates freedom of expression,
Yeah.
freedom of the press, and you are enjoying the blessings of
Yeah.
the United States of America?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, just being a Filipino American, that's a blessing, and saying that out loud, and then showing up on my work or wherever parts of the community that I'm in. So I work in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and sometimes outside the three states, and I get to be who I am. I don't have to hide or anything, and I get to express myself. And other thing too is take on other opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So you know in addition to becoming a banker, I get to being an advocate for different small businesses, and then now with Filipino American Cancer Care, it's like heritage is completely uh, different, not a typical American, but it's a Filipino American. So it's completely different, but it's at the same time, there's you're able to do it.
Mhm. Kuya Carr, as a Filipino American, how does the 4th of July remind you the power of freedom and the journey toward independence?
I could have never been any prouder to be an American, because I remember when I first came here 60 some years ago. It's like day and night. It's just so different. My goal then was to become a citizen, and when I became citizen, I almost cried actually,
Yeah.
because I mean, this is a country where you can be whatever you want to be. I mean,
That's right. You can be
the
of
only
anything.
whatever goal you have,
Mhm.
you can reach it.
And I
You can
remember,
reach it
Kuya
if you
Carl,
want.
sabi mo noon, di ba, naging janitor ka. Ngayon,
Oh
isa
yes,
ka ng
I that's how I
CEO.
started here. I worked
Mhm.
as a janitor for many years, and then since I work at night, I was able to go get some courses in college. So that's how
Right.
I was able to get out of being a janitor. Is
Wow,
I was able to
impressive.
finish my school. Yeah.
O, di
So
ba?
that was something. I
Yeah.
remember I used to walk around. Whatever season it is, I only have one shoes. I mean, whether it's
Yeah.
winter time, spring, or
Mhm.
fall, I just have
Right.
my Converse shoes.
Mhm. And then gumraduate ka pa na magna cum laude sa George Washington University. O, di ba? Ang galing.
Galing, galing.
Okay, now
Hats
let's
off.
focus our conversation this time with Renee, okay?
Thank you.
And of course, she is a parent, she is a caregiver, and she is a fashion model of the Filipino American Cancer Care, a volunteer of our cancer
Yeah.
charity organization. First question, paano ba? How would you describe, what was it like being a fashion show, a fashion model for the Filipino American Cancer Care? Have you done this before?
No, with an extreme amount of hesitancy. Being a fashion model has its stereotype. Um, Definitely, I don't have the height. And I could strut because I'm a dancer.
Di
But
ba? O, hindi mo kailangan magkaroon ng height to
I
walk on the
know.
runway.
So it was I think the first few times when you first started, I was always there for the party. And
The first event, nandoon ka na, di ba?
yeah,
Nanonood
I
ka
was.
lang.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
just
So
watching.
and Carl and Janet, always insisted, always begged, and they were like, and I thought it was more of just being nice.
Yeah.
And I think I took extra time to really understand and get to know what FACC is. It's
Yeah.
more than just a fashion show. Um, Although, of course, it's quite appropriate because the Filipinos are the most artistic individuals you could ever have in the world. In fact, we were also known to be the greatest imitators. But when we imitate, we put
We're
it up to
better.
We
another
do it
We're
level,
the
better, the
greatest
next
and
level.
imitators.
so we carry that. So I was able to set aside the misnomer of just showing yourself there. And then, timely enough,
At that time, your husband was not diagnosed with cancer.
not yet,
At
not
night,
yet, no, not yet. And although I have a sister in Norway who had colon cancer, she is a survivor as well. And and I I was trying to decipher how much of it is Filipino because there's an American, also Filipino American cancer care. And so the more I looked into it and the more I talked to Carl and Janet, it was clear that this is where we have to be. And of course, a couple of years ago, my husband had to go through an initial shock of having the diagnosis. It still did not sink into me that that was really the purpose of my coming in, but it just gave me more motivation and more, it's like serendipity, so to speak. And of course, I have good friends um, who have gone through the same things, and it's funny we've been friends, and it was something that we really don't discuss. Other people wouldn't want to share,
yeah.
but with me joining and my friends joining, it has become an open discussion, and something that, especially for survivors, it is
Right.
something where you look back and then be hopeful for the future and cautiously hopeful because you wish for the best and that it will totally be eradicated from the system. But at the same time, take each day as a blessing and the fortune that you have, not just with time, but not having to give up certain things in such a way that life becomes so unfair. And so I don't think life is unfair. It just reroutes you to a certain path where you find yourself as a contributor. And in being a contributor, actually brings back tenfolds of the greatness that comes back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Renee. You know, I
Yeah.
always find her amazing.
Yeah. That
Okay.
was inspiring.
Ikaw, Emma Rich, how, you know, di ba you launch your career? Naging
Yeah.
career mo na,
I know.
yung
I did launch
pagiging
my
fashion
career,
model.
my modeling career at
And
FACC. So
so
I
is
know.
Kuya Carl.
Of
Kuya Carl,
course,
have
I
you ever
know.
been a
That's very
model
true.
before ba? Runway model. Kuya Carl.
Well, I blame my wife for this. Actually, that was not the intention, but anything to help the cause of the FACC, I will do it. I will do it. I have
Yeah.
committed myself to FACC, and I stand committed
Mm-hmm.
for as long as I can, and I will
Mm-hmm. By the
be committed.
way, as we are talking right now, you know, on behalf of the Filipino American Cancer Care, we would like to extend our condolences and sympathy to one of our cancer patient beneficiaries who was a retired journalist in the Philippines and just passed away today. Limuel Celebria. You know, hindi lang 1,000 yung 1,000 yung binigay natin. We were able to give him more than that, you know. That's what we do in
Yeah.
the Philippine American Cancer Care. Wala kaming pondo, but we always try our very best na hindi dapat nagtatapos yung tulong doon lang sa 1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Emmerich, do you have questions for Renee?
Yeah. Ate Renee,
Mhm.
it's I'm curious, and for the benefit of our listeners too. So, were you with your husband about your husband's diagnosis first? Let's talk about that. Um, were you with him when the doctor told him what's happening with his health, and how did you feel about that, and how did he react?
I wasn't with him. They've been monitoring his prostate levels, and it's
Uh-huh.
been good. It's been okay, and it um, it was like a flash because he just went out to tour in Peru in October,
Uh-huh.
and so he went with his routine check again, and um, and I think this is very important. So when he first had his biopsy, nothing. There was really nothing. But his levels were very high, his prostate level. So he went to the doctor again. Um, Nothing again, but more than that, I think the doctor that he went to didn't have the best bedside manner.
Mm.
So I urged him to get another opinion.
Second
And
opinion.
so he did. And but when they did the biopsy again, this time it hurt him. He it made him weak, and he came home, and we still don't have a diagnosis. Oh,
Uh-huh.
I think they were ensuring that there might be a suspicion, but
Uh-huh.
his body didn't take it too well. So October he was fine. November he had the biopsy. He came back. He was diagnosed, and so I guess because I wasn't with him, uh,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a bit different for others if they were there with their husbands and may have had
Correct.
the rightful questions at that given time. And I am one to actually squeeze questions on anyone who's in front of me. And so he wasn't able to handle that. And so he was rushed to the emergency room because he was just bringing out so much blood. And that shouldn't really be the case. Um, then I think the doctor called and
Yeah.
asked for both of us to be there. So I made sure Sean, my son, was covered before
Uh-huh.
going to the doctor. And when they mentioned that there was a little bit of a conflict between two doctors who were working together. One was saying it was prostate level 3, and prostate goes to 4 level, but the other one was saying it was an early stage 4. So those were numbers, and we really didn't have anyone to compare it with,
Uh-huh.
none in the family. So of course it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
He was a bit in a state of freeze, and I had all sorts of questions from the beginning to the end as to, first of all, what's the prognosis? Um, Secondly, how I would say, it is an aged type of prostate cancer. Norm was 76 when this was
Mm.
discovered. And I think I kind of felt a little bit frustrated because he just retired. He loved his work. He's a school psychologist and he wanted to work. So he worked up until he was 75.
Yeah.
And I've been urging him to retire. He's a very outdoor person. And I said, it's time to really enjoy retirement. And
Renee, nandyan ba siya ngayon sa'yo?
yeah, I think Norm is here. Hi,
Can you
sweetheart. You
say
want to
hi
say
to
hi? You
everybody?
want to say hi?
This is Norm.
Here's my handsome husband. Come on.
Hi.
Oh my
Hello.
gosh, he
Sit
looks
down, baby.
great.
Sit down. Yeah, he's looking great, isn't he?
Oh my
Let's watch
gosh,
Sean.
he's a
He's
hunk.
rising.
You're right.
you.
Kuya
Hey,
Carl, you have
Yeah, sure.
questions.
How about
Hi,
there?
sir. What's your
how are
name?
you?
What's your first
Norman.
name?
Norman.
Norman. I'm
Mhm.
Josie, and I have Kuya Carl and Emmerich, and this is a radio show about cancer awareness from the
Mhm.
Filipino American Cancer Care. Kuya Carl, do you have questions for Mr. Norman?
Yes, Mr. McCullough, Norman, I met you before. I don't know if you remember me,
Mhm.
but I think it was the birthday of one of Renee's friend at the Mayflower Hotel.
Okay, Mayflower.
It's been a couple of years back, but anyway, we are here to say that your wife Renee has been very committed to her family, and of course, and to the community at
Mhm.
large. She has been
Right.
an inspiration in spite of the issues that she have at home. She has always been. Uh, she never waver to her love of her family. You know, you
Mhm.
husband and the son that she
Right.
have, and we're very, very impressed with that.
That's great. Yeah, she certainly our bedrock, you might say. Yeah,
Yeah.
she does a
How are
lot.
you doing now, Mr. Norman?
Right now?
Yes, with your cancer, diagnosis
Oh,
and everything.
I believe I don't have it. I mean, I
Oh,
don't
so
know.
you're
I
on
guess,
remission.
well, yeah, I guess that's the best word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I feel pretty normal. Just the side effects of what I'm still going through, which is the hormone therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. That's about the only thing that really bothers me. It's not the cancer itself. It's more the
Side effects
side
of the
effects of the
drugs.
albuterol medication I take.
That's
Yeah.
right. How do you
Mhm.
view how do you view the strength of your relationship with Renee as your wife and your son?
I'm lucky. I'm the luckiest guy alive. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Wow.
tremendously love my family. I think I've got a great family. Yeah, Rennie's the best, and
Mm-hmm.
we love Sean dearly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it like to be married with a Filipina?
Hmm. Perfectly natural. I don't know. We've known each other. Yeah, we're in the Philippines. We met in the Philippines, and
Oh, you met her in the Philippines?
I was with school psychology with the Department of Defense Schools at
Oh,
Mm.
I
Clark
see.
Air Base.
Mm-hmm.
And Subic, and there was a program there that we could get our doctor's degree at the University of Santa Tomas.
Right.
And we met there in some classes. She was
Mm-hmm.
working on a psychology degree, and I
Mm-hmm.
went for my doctorate there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's beautiful. When was the last time? Have you visited recently in the Philippines?
Yeah, well, we were back in February of 23,
Okay.
and it was a wedding, one of
Yeah.
Rennie's sister's daughter. And we went to Boracay for the
Yeah.
wedding.
Mm, I live
So we had a
close
great
to
time. We had a
Boracay
great time.
Island.
Didn't spend a lot of time in Manila.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Now, when you visited, have you ever did you flew into the Clark Air Base
no, we were in the
International Airport? Oh no.
not at
Okay.
Clark. We were in Manila. We arrived in Manila.
I see.
Hmm
I
Mm-hmm.
see.
I don't know. Rennie's phone here is
Mm-hmm. That's
shifting.
okay. We can see you.
Oh, you can? Okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh,
We could
yeah, we
see it.
can see you. Mr.
Went
Norman,
sideways.
how did your perspective on life and family change after being diagnosed with cancer?
Oops. I think it was pretty easy. I mean, it was kind of a shock,
Yeah.
because I had a couple of biopsies, and things were not any different, but the second biopsy, my PSA score went way up. And
Uh-huh.
the first one I took a biopsy, they couldn't find anything.
Mm.
And but it gradually the score just went up, and so the second biopsy showed that I had, I guess, lower fourth stage or high third stage prostate cancer.
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and Rennie was really concerned and all that, but we had good doctors, and everything seemed to go well. I mean, I started the radiation and the Eligard. Well, it's Promaline and Eligard I took, and
Mm-hmm.
then later I put it was on the albuterol, which I have to take for 2 years. I don't know. I just never really showed any real symptoms. The
Do you
only time
think?
I showed symptoms was just no, they just caught it. And
Mhm.
my was doing everything I always do. Went snow skiing in Colorado
Mhm.
Yeah.
last year, which I've been doing for the
Very
last
good.
10 or
Mhm.
15 years. And I don't know. I've traveled to Vietnam, Cambodia since then, and South America, Turkey, Greece,
Mhm.
Italy. And that's within the last 2 or 3 years since they diagnosed me.
Mhm. Mr. Norman, do you think being a school psychologist or your background in psychology, do you think it was able to help you? Were you able to, gain all this confidence and strength because of your background from psychology?
Well, I think that was part of it. I think I just believed in my doctors. And, well, except one. I think he could have given me a second biopsy much sooner. He kind
Yeah.
of waited. Then I went to a better guy I knew. I used to have him. He was a urologist, so I switched over to him. And he immediately put me in radiation. And, I mean, it kind of depends. Everybody's different. All the doctors are different. But yeah, so I think when I was able to go, I think when you get your first diagnosis, you want to start treatment just as soon as you
Mhm.
can. You
What
don't want
was
to
the
wait
first
2 weeks.
what was the first thing in your mind when you were
Well,
the
I
doctor
think
told you that you
lifespan,
have this
whether
cancer?
it's yeah, how much many years you got to live and how your
Oh, that's
life
what you're
might
thinking.
change and things like that. Yeah, but prostate cancer is pretty common. I think it's 1 out of every 7 males is going to get it. I
Mhm.
mean, it's kind of like breast cancer for women, I guess. And oh, so they talked about it not being real serious, that I wouldn't die of the prostate cancer. I'd die of something else first. And
Yeah.
so they really were encouraging, with everything. I think the U.S. medical technology and medications and everything has really gone up and up and up in the last 10 years. I mean, I know when we took Sean in, our son, he had to get open heart surgery. And that's when he was 8 years old. Now he's 30. But they said 5 years before he had the surgery, about 4 out of the 5 kids didn't make it. And
Mm.
when Sean had his surgery 10 years later than that statistic, 1 out of 5 didn't make it. So 4 out of 5 didn't made it. And we were lucky we had great doctors with his open heart surgery. And the technology just increased over that 10-year period, I think, of when they cited the worst statistic and then the better statistic. And with eye surgery, heart surgery, and with cancer, they're just making great strides.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And of course, I always wondered if I'd been in Johns Hopkins University, their cancer center, they're probably the best. I mean, close to us in Baltimore. But I stuck with the local Chesapeake urology,
Yeah.
and the treatment's been very, very good. I
And
mean, the
very
radiations,
advanced.
I
Mhm.
had to go
Yeah.
through, after the diagnosis, they put me right into radiation. So I went through 40 sessions of that. Radiation didn't bother me at all. I really didn't have any side effects. It
So
was
Mhm.
lucky.
it was pretty quick. And then after that, of course, after radiation, um, well, the Eligard, the hormone therapy I started on,
Yeah.
my PSA went down from to zero. I mean, testosterone is what cancer feeds for prostate. That's what the cancer feeds off of.
Mhm.
It's testosterone. So it's one thing you have to adjust to as a male is that your testosterone isn't back. And the side effects, well, there could be muscle atrophy, things such as that, because, the muscles are part of what the testosterone provides for the male. You have more
Right.
better muscles and bones.
So I gladly was sharing my estrogen to him.
Mr.
And
Norman, what I noticed with your wife, she has a very good sense of humor.
of my what?
She has a very good sense of humor.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah, I guess I just never worried because I was never seeing any deterioration in my body. I mean, I think one thing I was kind of not wanting, I think I saw some muscle atrophy, but that was just due to the side effects of the albuterol. The radiation really didn't do anything to me.
Mm-hmm.
But once they started the albuterol and the Eligard, which is that's a vaccine they give you in your
That's
stomach
right.
it's not much. It's really easy.
Mm-hmm.
And proline, which is hormone replacement. The side effects of that hormone therapy, it's not chemotherapy, but the hormone therapy is what gives some hard side effects. And I was really worried about the bone
Bone loss.
bone osteoporosis,
Mm-hmm.
muscle atrophy. Side effects could be that stuff goes all over through your bloodstream to your brain, and there's maybe a loss of memory. There's a lot of fatigue, I guess you have to get used to.
Yeah.
Since you don't have testosterone, you have body sweats and just things like that. But I guess you get used to it. I mean, it doesn't bother me anymore. And your urination increases, but they gave me Flomax, which seems to stabilize that. But yeah, I go to the gym pretty much every couple of days, and I have a guy I work with, kind of an instructor, so we do a lot of the free weights, and then I try to get out and walk. Sean, of course, I worry about him a lot, and I want him to get a lot of exercise because of his weight and his heart condition. So
Yeah.
I take him out a lot.
And of
for-
course, the Filipino food.
Yeah, but I also
Yeah.
well
Just yeah.
well that plus I had a nutritionist. It kind of went back to my cardiologist. He'd wanted me to get my weight back to when I was in high school or something, he said. And so the nutritionist I had, I really liked. So I started really making a healthy breakfast for me with a lot of fruit, Mesalix, what's the other thing you call it? Mucilix, granola, just a lot of fruit and boiled eggs. And my weight went down to about 20 pounds below. So I'm down to about 155 now. So, yeah.
good.
And so I did the same thing for Sean. And he lost 40 or 50 pounds right off after.
Wow.
And that's what we keep him
Just
on. Then in
change
the
it.
evening, I cut out the beef, I cut out the pork, and pretty much it's turkey, chicken, or fish
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of
Keep
vegetables.
yourself active
With
and
vegetables.
busy. Yeah.
And then we're out. We do a lot of fishing, hiking, biking, swimming, things like that.
Okay.
So
Thank
with
you
all
so
that,
much.
yeah, with all that, it seems to, yeah, I think it's kind of a good maintenance for all the side effects and stuff that might come along with the chemotherapy. But I think I'm very happy now that I feel like I'm pretty much, the only thing I have to do is more prevention over 2 years in case something might come back.
Yeah.
Because you get millions of, when they told me about it, even after the radiation, they said, well, there are millions of those cells produced, the cancer cells, and they went through your body. Now, I was lucky it didn't metastasize any place. The first thing they look is for like the bone or something. So I was clear with everything. And I don't have any, even the side effects of the medication, I pretty much learned to live with, and it's not that bad. So I just have to continue this stuff now for another year, and then I'll get rid of it. But it's kind of like the chemotherapy and the hormone therapy is kind of the side effect you have to get through.
Mr. Norman, can I follow up a question before I
Sure.
give the opportunity to Kuya Carl and Emmerich?
Mhm.
Was there a particular act of kindness from your wife that stood out to you during your cancer treatment?
Oh yeah,
or
a lot
your
of support and a lot of
diagnosis?
caring. Yeah, a lot of caring and a lot of support. Whatever I needed, she was right there. And anything I needed, like any special foods or anything, and she was very concerned about the medication. So she was overall pretty good manager. She is of her household, and yeah, she was right on top of everything. Especially, I think when it came down to some medical appointments, getting the albuterol, which you have to sign off and go and get from a doctor, and then you sign for it, and you send the letter back that you received it. So she's been on top of all the appointments and the medication notifications, and
She's very organized.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, but I taught her everything she knows. So
Yeah, right.
Yep, there you go.
But anyway,
So do you like the new career of your wife? She's a fashion model for FACC, for Filipino American
Oh
Cancer
yeah,
Care.
she's always modeling around the house. She has a lot of outfits and stands in the mirror all day. Yeah, in front of the mirror all day.
Oh my gosh, it's
That's
Yeah.
very good.
Vince.
Now we know
Mhm.
your secret on practice.
I know. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Norman. Can we
Thank you,
have your
Norman.
wife again? Can we
Yeah,
borrow
thank you.
her?
Nice meeting all of you.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice
Yeah.
meeting
Bye-bye.
Nice
you.
talk.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Thank
Kuya
you.
Carl, may tanong ka kay Renee.
Well, actually, my comment only is that how much we admire you
Woohoo.
for your for your commitment to your family. Really, it's just incredible because you never waver. What's when it comes to your family, you never waver at all. You just they are the one that they're
Mm-mm.
the pole
And she's full of
of
energy.
your
Yeah.
yes, and
And
so
she's a
we
happy
admire you.
person.
You
Yeah, I
have
would
to
just
be.
like to say, but her love as well as the support, she had a lot of love and a lot of support and
See, I'm
Mhm.
twisting his
all
arm.
that,
I'm twisting his arm. Say more. Say more.
No, that was all. But it's nice. Thanks for letting me be a part of this tonight.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
You're
So
welcome,
glad to meet
Norman.
you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Well, the progress of Norm is my fervent wish is that the progress that Norm is going through right now, I wish would be shared or be the same or equal to others who are going through the same process.
Yeah.
I have to say, other than being fortunate, having resources is really important. Um, and
Having the knowledge.
having the knowledge, having the timing, and one of the things that his very wonderful doctor did that probably have really is the real reason why Norm was boosted to uh, progress on the path where we were wishing for is that they gave him a medication that is rarely given. And it was medicine that was the one that we signed for because it's so costly. It's like 3,000 a pop and something like that. But this was not around a few years ago. And we hear so many times in the news about this many different um, politicians who actually go through prostate cancer and just die, So, and that's something that we're not experiencing, and we hope not to have to worry about because Norm seems to be just as normal as he can be. And really thankful and grateful for that.
Yeah, I'm 78.
And Norm is 78.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
I'm a
He's
rich.
matching my age. That's why he looks like that. Because of the adobo.
I,
Absolutely.
I
I'm
was just
rich. Your follow-up question.
Yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna.
Go.
Did since he was diagnosed, how did he gain some weight or did he lose some?
No, he's been very good. They wanted him on a certain level. He's much slimmer now than he was before.
Oh,
Along with his we're very fortunate to be close by to One Life Fitness. It's a
Yeah.
You
a
know, that's a
workout.
good gym.
Yeah,
Have
it
you
is a
heard
good
that,
gym.
Emerich? Ang ganda
Yeah.
niyan.
It is a very
You
good.
can have your own they can cater to and they will suit your program to what you need. And
That's yeah.
so it's been helpful. And that is what I'm saying, that I wish everybody else would have the same kind of resources. There as a fact, there was a fact that was shared to me. I think if you were in Medicare, Medicare will actually pay for your gym, and if you have uh, if you have a certain diagnosis, Medicare is willing to help you pay for a support in the gym because it's important.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Am I rich?
Yeah, my question to you, Ate Renee, is so what's next for you and Norm?
Mhm.
Any vacation planned? And then is there like something that you have to do before going on vacation, like an additional doctor's checkup first before doing those things?
Yeah. When so here I am always crossing my fingers. When he decided he was going to add in his bucket list Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand, I said, oh God, that's like it was a well-versed, organized situation where you couldn't find fault in really organizing his medications and so forth. Uh, and then again, he's in Asia, and people are so nice there, so he was good. The one thing that we're looking forward to right now is we're not going anywhere because I have a daughter, Kayla Marie. She's our adoptive daughter. Um, she's 26, going on 27. She's getting married in September. And so
Wow.
we're preparing for that. So we just close our eyes and sign the checks. So that's set aside. So she'll have a nice wedding this September. And so that's something that we are all looking forward to. He's working on his speech, they're practicing their dancing. And so this is a huge thing that we're that's keeping us at home right now. At some point, because we have Sean, we try, one parent tries to stay with Sean when we can. Although the last time we all went together, if we were to go to a cruise, that's when we're all together. But right now, we're looking forward to a huge wedding celebration in the family where
Mm-hmm.
all my siblings from all over the world, Dubai, Hong Kong, Norway, Canada, Philippines, and London are coming.
Nice.
And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Renee, how do you balance taking care of your husband while looking after your son who has special needs? At meron ka pang mga party na dapat
Oh,
puntahan.
that's my spinach for all this. Norm and I have an unspoken, I guess, over the years. We're married 36 years. Over the years, and Sean is 33, which makes me 63. Um, Over the years, without even saying anything, we we kind of have this unwritten schedule. So when they're out and about doing their trail, biking, hiking, fishing lately, that's when I move so fast. I work fast. I move fast. That's where I get to organize everything from the most from the um, from the smallest thing as it pertains to sanitizing the bathroom to transitioning clothing and where I am right now is a workshop room for Sean. If I may, I'm going to go around. As you
Yeah,
can
I could see
yeah,
all the arts.
yeah, and I'm actually thinking of who do I give this uh Hawaiian flower stuff that I'm giving away because
Mm-hmm.
Sean works. We keep him functionally occupied. So
Mm-hmm.
all this,
You know,
all
Renee,
these,
you
yes,
can give
ma'am.
that Hawaiian flowers. We
Mhm.
have an event on July 26th, Zumba,
Really?
free Zumba and hula at
Oh,
the Pinay
nice.
Kitchen. You should attend, and then maybe
Oh,
you can share it to
Yeah.
bring.
everyone.
I can I share? Can I send this to you? Mail it to you,
Mm-hmm. When you
Josie?
come there, pag nag-ano ka, pag sumali ka, kasi libre naman yun eh.
Oh, okay. Saan yan?
Pinay Kitchen.
Okay. Yeah, and I have so he
Can you show
does
us more? Ano pa bang
uh,
nandyan?
he makes scarves.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Tingnan
wow.
Yeah,
nga.
so I functionally in fact I was going to I have um he goes to a day program, and in the day program I also send stuff. This is one thing that really occupies me a lot. Um, he has his cognitive worksheets that I create and make, but like today, I wish I
I
could
love
give this
that.
That's
away.
very
I
pretty.
love that.
I have so many of this. Um, Next time I think I will be doing it ahead of time so that I can just share it with everybody. But we try to be as creative as much as we can. I have all sorts of closets here. We do a lot of bracelet rosary. We do um,
Nice.
bracelets like this. Maybe if you can give me a color, let me know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Pink.
anything.
Pink for October.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna make a lot of pink for October.
Mhm.
He This is this are diamond gem that we made during COVID. And Sean is so patient. He he just did this.
Mm,
This is just
beautiful. I love that.
we share to people, and I'm actually one of the few giveaways of my daughter for her wedding is um, a fan. And so I named his place, his name is Sean. So I named his workshop as La Creation. So,
Nice.
yeah. So, and we try to be as, like, for instance, this is, he has these things that we put together, and then he has a thank you card, and then we put a
Ah, it's
butterfly
pretty.
in it. And then since
Ang
it's
galing ni
September,
Kuya
since it's
Carl, no? Ang
September,
galing ni
there's going to
Rene.
be sunflower in
Ay,
September.
I love that.
Giveaway.
You
Yeah,
know, punta
and
tayo sa sunflower field
oh,
tapos hawak
no,
natin
no,
yung
no, no, I'm
high
going to save
five.
you. And so we try, and then, but the biggest part is the cognitive.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Sean maintains calculator use. I make him do data encoding. Uh, Not that Sean understands it, because Sean has, to be honest and to be open, Sean has uh, 3 or 4 year old mental capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But over the years of teaching him, he has maintained certain tasks and
Mm-hmm.
certain task completion. So he can copy, he can data encode without really him understanding. But the fact that he's doing something functional other than perseverating and being totally symptomatic autistic individual who may look so peculiar with others, this minimizes that. It's
Mm-hmm.
not because I want to feel good, but because I want him to feel function.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have 5 minutes on our radio show. Ang bilis ng oras. One
Uh-huh.
last questions on my from my end. Looking back, what was one of the most important lessons you learned as a caregiver, as a mom, as a wife, for Mr. Norman or as a person?
I think I think I said this before, and I'll say it over and over. The only way one can actually um, I think there's something wrong. Can you see? Can you still see me?
Of
Okay,
course.
sorry, there's something came into. I see you now. Is um, In order to help others, and more importantly, in order to help a family member, you need to make yourself be available. And when you say for one to be available, it's not just being physically available. It's the fact that you can deliver, and that in the deliverance of I don't want to call it service, because in the deliverance of what comes naturally as caring, um, you become more successful if you put yourself first out there. Take care of yourself. um, Take the time to really set aside negative thoughts, focus on the fact that this task was given to you because you can bear it, and persevere, because you will hit your goal towards the end. And like when I work with Sean or do it, and I'm trying to teach him something, and he can't get it, I hold it, I set it aside, but I don't give up on it. When I reintroduce it to him, even if he does not get to the point where he can master what I want him to do, at least we worked through it together. And then be happy with what you have. This is when we most Filipinos say, be happy with what you have. And most importantly is to really give it all up to him. I'm not overly religious, but there's not a moment in my life where I am thankful that I was given the ability, the persistence. I'm never artistic, but because of Sean, I have to push myself to come up with things that he can do, but that even if he can do it, we can make it more beautiful. And all this are not possible if he really did not freely give it to me. I think it's the same saying as nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa. So God will give it to you, and it's up to you to bring it forward.
Nice. All right. Thank you so much, Renee, for sharing your time and story with us. Kuya Carl, message mo na lang sa lahat bago tayo magpaalam.
Well, Renee, you are certainly an inspiration for us and for many others, especially the Filipino community and also those that are having some issues now, because your issue is certainly not an easy one, but look at you. You are full of life and always smiling. You are such a...
Well, with people like you who can't.
So, we are
smile.
very, very proud for having you on our side.
There's no dull moment
Your support.
pagkasama mo si Renee.
I know. Well,
sayang hindi tayo nagtabi nung Rio
I
Brothers.
just go feeling concert naman. Oh my
Nawala
God.
yung pagkababae ko doon at saka yung moralidad.
Yeah, I know.
So thank you for your support, Renee.
Thank you. Yeah, and Josie, I'm going to get your address so I can send you some of this flowery things and other things that Sean creates so that
That's
you can
right.
appreciate. Yeah.
Or maybe we can also share it sa mga cancer patients natin, sa mga
That's
bata
true.
ba,
Yeah.
Emmerich
I know.
doon sa Pilipinas, no? Kasi may
Yeah.
mga uuwi.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Emmerich, your message.
Yeah, thank you so much, Renee, and please thank Norm for us.
Sure.
gracing
Yeah. I'm
us
glad
with his
I'm
presence.
glad he snuck in here and
Yeah. And for
For
our
the first
listeners,
time, na-met namin.
yeah,
Thank you.
for our viewers, what I've learned talking to Norm and to you, Renee, like the early detection of the situation, he's not going to the doctor, getting that checked, and then being with your family, keeping your family abreast, making sure just the love and care. And I love the being genuine of what you do is really important. At the same time, supporting other members of the family.
Sure.
Really wonderful story, very inspiring. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you.
And thank you so much for supporting the Filipino-American Cancer Care.
Always for Miss Moralidad.
Oh, for everybody.
For everybody too. Yeah.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kuya Carl and
Thank
Emmerich.
you. Glad this worked out. It's quite the best impromptu ever.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th. Look at me. All
I
they have
love
to do
that.
is I just need to send upside down and I could be the flag.
Happy birthday,
Thank you. Happy birthday,
Miss
America.
America.
Thank you, everyone. Good
Bye to all of
night.
you.
Filipino American Cancer Care has just brought you On the Air with FACC, tributes and support to those impacted by cancer. On the Air with FACC, the Filipino American Cancer Care on PHLV Radio.